and welcome once again to Team Up, a safe space where we discuss various topics concerning youth. I am Mariam Zana Rashid, and this is my co-host Aiman Daniel for today. Here with us today is Umaima Huda from Sport. She is a sport trainer and a volunteer with a passion for educating children on comprehensive sexuality education. Welcome, Huda. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Mariam. So thank you for inviting me to be a part of this podcast. I'm glad to be here. I'm Umaima Huda. You can call me Huda, and I'm here as a representative from an organization called SPOT, where we focus on providing comprehensive sexuality education for children ages from 9 to 12 years old.
Glad to have you here with us, Ms. Umaima Huda. I'm Aiman Daniel, and thank you again, Ms. Huda, for joining it. So for today's topic of the podcast is something very serious and possibly sensitive to some. I'm very sure that many have experienced this even among the people that I know and love, especially when social media is a part and parcel of what makes a modern person. Today, we're going to talk about sexual harassment.
Simon said, sexual harassment is a serious issue that we need to address. A comprehensive discussion regarding this will definitely help in raising awareness amongst our youth. With that being said, let's team up and discuss sexual harassment.
Before anything else, we must first know what is sexual harassment by definition. Sexual harassment is when you encounter any unwelcome sexual events, whether it's in the form of verbal or physical harassment, either explicitly or implicitly. Sexual harassment can happen anywhere and anytime to anyone. The things that the victims usually feel are the sense of violation, humiliation, or they will also feel degraded. I know the definition sounds a bit scary and might be hard for you to understand, especially for those who have never experienced this before. So, Ms. Huda, will you help in explaining it further?
Alright, so that's the definition. I'll be helping you to digest this through examples of situations. Physical interaction is a normal human behavior, but sometimes these interactions might make you uncomfortable. Gestures like shaking hands and hugging between families and friends are signs of affection. But if any of these touches makes you want to pull away or these gestures slowly turn into uncomfortable touches for you, this is a big sign that these are advances and interactions that you do not want. Alright? So sexual harassment does not happen in interactions and touches only. If someone is forcing you into a conversation that is sexually natured, it is also considered as a form of sexual harassment. Some of these conversations will be obvious, but some of these conversations might sound normal and innocent at first. But the harasser might try to slowly steer the direction of the topic into an uncomfortable one, and that is what we usually call implicit sexual harassment. Not only that, sexual harassment also includes when someone is catcalling you, making rape jokes or any unwanted sexual jokes, blocking your path, and making facial expression that indicates malicious intentions. So based on an infographic, statistics from the Royal Malaysian Police (PDRM) between 2013 and 2017, out of a total of 1,218 cases of sexual harassment, 79% involved victims who were women, while 21% involved male victims.
Thank you for clarifying us about sexual harassment. Now we know that sexual harassment is a very confusing matter, and that is why most of the time these cases go unreported. I personally think that the important thing is to know your personal space and boundaries. So when someone tries to violate and disrespect that, it shouldn't be okay and we should let an adult know about it. Sometimes that person could be possibly someone very close to us, but if he or she forces you to do something you're not comfortable with, you can go and tell your parents, teachers, counselors, or any other responsible adult and speak to them about what happened.
That is very true, Aiman. Telling any responsible adults that you can trust is the first step to help you with this problem. Sexual harassment is a very serious issue that the government and the law does not take it easy. The harassers will be held responsible for their actions. So Huda, can you tell us more about what are the laws that exist to protect us from these criminals?
Okay, so currently in Malaysia, sexual harassment is covered under the Employment Act 1955. However, it has a lot of limitations. Since 2000, the Women's Center for Change, WCC, has been spearheading the Joint Action Group for Gender Equality, JAG, to campaign for a comprehensive sexual harassment law in Malaysia.
Do you mind sharing with us some of the effects of sexual harassment to the victims?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so sexual harassment can affect the victim mentally and physically. Mentally, sexual harassments may cause anxiety, depression, PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, and even loss of motivation. Physically, the victims may have increased stress levels, headaches, fatigues, sleep disorders, eating disturbances, sexually transmitted diseases, and some might even try to self-harm.
Thank you, Huda, for sharing that amazing information about sexual harassment in details. Are there any last word regarding this topic?
Yeah, so I would like to say a few couple things. So, girls and boys, you need to know that if someone violates you in some way, it is their fault. You are not to be blamed in any way. And you will be believed and supported if you report something. So do not embrace boys will be boys and locker room talk. It is important to seek for help when you experience situations that make you feel uncomfortable. So trust your instincts and never lose hope. That is all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so before we end our session today, let's take a look at what these people's idea regarding sexual harassment.
You should talk to someone about what happened, a safe person that you trust to respect your feelings and to support you in whatever you do. Okay?
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Jabir Miftah. So, of course, the first, my opinion is that kita tak boleh blame ourselves. It's obviously the predator punya fault. So, don't feel too heavy on macam kena sexually harass. Benda tu is not our punya ni lah. Like, you could be wearing nothing or you could be wearing everything, but still the person yang nak buat jahat tu akan buat jahat.
So thank you, Huda, for joining us today. We really appreciate that you took the time to be here and educate us about this topic.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to us, and I sincerely hope you all had a great day, and do not forget to stay safe and maintain social distancing during this pandemic. That is all from us, and thank you, team, till we meet again.
Thank you.